Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight. Woo! Laughs and wisdom side by side. Heshy show won't be denied. Tune in live and ride the tide. Feel the rush and feel the pride. It's just enough Heshy. Wanna vote for Heshy? It's just enough Heshy. Join the crowd, it's messy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. I want to welcome my Facebook and YouTube fans and my Instagram fans, and soon we'll welcome all of our radio listeners, the live radio listeners. And I'd like to wish you all a happy holiday season, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and I think we are going to be on next week, and it'll be New Year's, and we're going to wish you, it's not going to be New Year's evening, we'll be January 1st in the evening, and then on January 2nd, the next morning, the mayor will announce the special election, and boom, 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 I'm going to be under a lot of pressure between the show and the signatures and the court cases and the battles of getting me off the ballot and new competitors joining the race, which I'm going to talk about tonight. So we're going to be ready to rock and roll, and I'm going to make things happen. And I'm going to tell you a couple of interesting stories and funny stories. I want to talk about a big event that that I would like today to talk about for Saturday night that you're all invited to. We can have a whole bunch of stuff. I'm hoping that one of my in-laws who's running it, my son's father-in-law, very good man. He's running. He helps collect funds and donates lots of money. It's called the Chesed organization to Israel, and we're going to be helping sponsor it. And I want you all to come there. There's face painting and food, and it's free entry. And then there's other stuff you can buy, and most of the money gets donated to the soldiers in Israel. So I'd like you to come. We'll put that on the screen, not yet, but we'll put it on the screen soon, but we'll discuss that in a few moments. Just for your knowledge, my listeners, and I'll bring that up again, you can call into the show, 646-974-1580, 646-974-1580. Black Beauty, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, welcome to the show. I want to discuss something that is so disgusting, so upsetting, that it encumbers the entire country, the ideology of what we all stand for. And you all should be angry. And it was all leading up to this event. You know, I made a video of me, I take the train once a week. And I made a video when me and Linda came off the train. And it's scary to be, not for me, but it's scary to be on the train. And I was talking to people on the train. They didn't want to be video filmed, a lot of them, but it's very scary, the trains in New York City, the protection, the police, the people that walk by. What happened this week is so terrible. They're telling me that the name that I gave out or the picture, it's not true, it's true, but the event happened. And it happened so terribly that New York really doesn't feel the pain. Our politicians don't feel the pain. I don't know how to tell you how sad I am, how bitter I am. And then we all forget. I talked to so many people, and already 2 days later, they've all forgotten it. I was told by some good people that, Heshy, you got to be serious about it. You know, my team told me, Heshy, you got to be very serious about this. But people will forget. I don't want you to forget. I can't let you to forget. I want to welcome to the show our listeners at WSNR Radio, 620 AM. Welcome to the show. WNEW 102.7 FM HD3. Welcome to our show. And WJPR Channel 1640 AM Radio, Miami, Florida. This week, before we start the show, there was a lady on the train. A lady on the train lit on fire. She was lit on fire. And listen to how bad it got. This drunken, illegal immigrant that was thrown out of this country 6 years ago somehow got back. And you know what his defense is going to be? I didn't remember doing it. I was drunk. Really, that's going to be his defense. Here's the worst part of it. People saw him fanning the flames. He was fanning the flames. Now, he goes outside, sits down on the bench and watches this. People are videotaping this, saying, oh my God, look how bad it is. Why hasn't anybody gone to help her? It's called the Daniel Penny effect. People are scared. If they go help her, they can get in trouble. Maybe they're the ones who caused her to die, or they didn't do it correctly. And then a police officer walks by twice, watches this woman burn and does nothing. Are you not all disgusted? Are you not all upset? Great New York City. The trains, and you know, Governor Hochul's bringing in 250 reserve soldiers. 250, you have 45,000 cops. What are 250 soldiers going to do? Sit in the army base and do what? At least put them on the trains. But you can't walk around the trains with guns. So what are you soldiers going to do exactly? Stop crime? Stop drunken people? We need crime to stop. A lady was burned alive on the train. Get this through your heads. How do we not understand this? I don't know what I have to tell you. And then my politicians, Carmen Yeager, who's leaving on December 31st, oh, it's a bad thing that what happened. Really? Where are you, Carmen? Why haven't you gotten more police protection? It happened in my neighborhood, 3 stops away from my house. Why haven't you put more police, at least in our stops? Simcha Felder doesn't even live in the neighborhood, sold his house. What do you have to say? You know what he says? I don't support people coming out of jail, but Dean Skelos, the head of our Senate there, whatever, yeah, we're going to, we don't want him to go to jail. He's a good guy. But everybody else who's a good guy or did something small, you have a problem with that? This guy used his power, used his arrogance to threaten politicians, to threaten people. And that's why he's going to jail. But you just let Simcha Felder get ascended to come back to city council. Then you get Carmen Yeager to go to the assembly. Mr. Felder put up some fake guy to run against me, and I do not want you to block his name out. Okay, his name is Samuel Zergen or Zonga. I'm not going to say his address, but he lives right here, and nobody knows him. Where's he from? I'm just disgusted. And we're going to allow this to continue. You allow government to continue. Government has to be reduced. We need to fight back. We need to argue back. Anyways, I'm going to start the show. And we'll talk about that. I want to give a few shout-outs to Sergeant Peter, Ellie, my granddaughters, Mira Nava, Ahuva, Layla Tamar, my grandsons, Yeshua and Benjamin Hill, and of course, Sergeant Peter. You know you love, you're one of the best policemen or officers, or you're just a good man. And I've always spoken to you, and I always say good things about you. And God should bless you, and happy holiday season. I want to give you my quote. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. That was Martin Luther King who said that. There are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. I believe everything is a miracle. And I want to tell you a story. This weekend, I traded shifts with somebody in my volunteering shift on the weekend, and my nephew invited me to come out to Far Rockaway for the weekend. And so we told people, we're not going to be home for the weekend. We have no, we didn't cook. We're not inviting anybody over. The regulars that come, we found other places for them to eat. And people who called us, we just told everybody we're not home. And me and Linda, I was working late on Friday, and we figured we'd leave at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to Far Rockaway. And I'd get there before 4:30, even with a little traffic, whatever. I don't think there's an issue. I saw the ways. And as me and Linda were just ready to leave the house, I got a call from my son. He says, "Pop, we have a problem." I said, "What's your problem?" "There's a young couple from Baltimore. They're stuck on the highway. They're stuck on the highway, and they're like just getting off they're just by the exit near your house. If you don't mind, they can't make it to Queens in time for the Shabbos. Can they come to you and stay by you?" I said, "But Yaakov, I don't have any food. We didn't really cook. I prepare stuff. Me and Linda always have our refrigerator stacked in case people come over. I always have something ready to go. Please, can you take them in?" I called up my nephew. I canceled my weekend away, and I made some chicken broth I use for cooking, and with some canadels. So I took it out of the freezer, and I started warming it up. I made a nice connie salad. I put my barbecue chicken that I made the day before that I was going to give for Linda for lunch during the week, and some kugel and rice, and I had some cold cuts. I had in the refrigerator. I started slicing up. I ran out to get some last minute challah and a nice cake, and I was able. And we have a lot of other stuff that are available, some coleslaws and salads that I make on the side, and cucumber salads, whatever. I set up a nice table, and plus all the little dips that I have. The kids come to our house. It is 4:10. I was just ready to leave for synagogue. The table is all set. The food is in the oven. Everything is ready to go. The kid tells me he's a vegetarian. I don't know what to do, but it happens to be my chicken soup did not have any chicken in it, only canadels, and everything else besides the chicken he was able to eat, the meats. And as I'm walking out, they told me the reason they were coming to New York is they just got married Sunday, and that they were coming to New York to go to their parents and guests to have their Sheva Brachas. It's a party that you make for 7 days for the non-Jewish people, that after you get married, you make a dinner and you make certain blessings for 7 days. You need to do that. And they were stuck. They needed 2 more, so they were going to their parents. That's what you do. You go to one set of parents, the other set of parents. So I didn't know what to do. So when I said, "Don't worry about it, I'll take care of it," I went to synagogue. They stayed in the house with Linda. They showered, they changed, and I went to synagogue, and I told all the people in the synagogue, "I'm screwed. I need 11 people to come over to my house." And I promise you, 11 people from my synagogue came over. In the middle of the meal, they ate the meals in their house, and when they came to me already, we were about an hour into the meal, and I had extra cakes and snacks and some side dishes for the people to munch on, and people came in, and we made a miracle happen, which I couldn't believe that we made them the Sheva Brachas. The problem was I needed one Saturday in the daytime, and I have a friend who always feeds 20, 30 people. I went over there. He says, "Heshy, I only have 10 people here." I said, "Can you make it?" He says, "I have to come," and he made me another Sheva Brachas, and these kids were so happy that I did the impossible. I'm happy. So when I tell you that if you think miracles can happen, every day is a miracle. Every day you can accomplish the impossible. And when they went home to their parents, they said, "Oh, they can't believe that they stayed by Heshy Tishla." Natasha, I love you. You owe me a song. There's some paper called the Jewish Connection. They started calling my campaign manager, knocking me. They would never endorse me. Well, I don't care. Anyways, can I tell you my joke? Because Yaakov reminded me of this joke, and I thought it was funny. When I first got married with Linda, things were tight. Things are tight, like everybody clips coupons. You know what I mean? And I used to clip coupons with Linda. When we went shopping, we got $2 off of this, $5 off of this, $12 off of this, whatever it was, we always clip coupons. And as you know, every Saturday night in my house is what? Pizza night. Pizza, whatever. So I was at my friend's store, Amnon's Pizza, and I went with my 10-year-old nephew and my 5-year-old granddaughter. And I explained to them that they were seeing me take these coupons. You know, I was cutting it out, making it a little nicer, taking it because they gave me a sheet and had a whole advertising on it. And I said, well, these coupons, when you don't have enough money, you give it in and it makes up the difference. So, you know, today pizza pies are $20 a pie, even more. And Saturday night, they give a little discount. So I took the two kids wanted to come with me. So we went to pizza and we went to pick up 2 pies of pizza. And I double parked and I sent the 10-year-old. I said, go pick up the pizza. And I gave him $40 and I said, use the coupons. He goes into the store and he comes back out with the 2 pies. He jumps in the back seat and we drive home. And we get into the house. He helps carry it up. I take up my little granddaughter. And as I'm sitting there, he comes over to me. He says, here are the coupons. I said, you were supposed to use the coupons. He says, no, I had enough money. Don't tell me that wasn't funny. Come on, you get it? He's supposed, when you don't have enough money, use the coupons. I gave him 40, so I thought I'd get back change. Anyways, I'll use the coupons in the future. Everybody's telling me President Trump is crazy. You watch the television show, President Trump is crazy. You really believe, America, that we elected a crazy man? Democrats, you really believe he's that nuts? I mean, the man is a genius. He's stopping the World Health Organization. You know, we're the biggest supporters of that crooked organization that shut down the entire world. I agree with him. Half of their stuff is fake. Thank you, President Trump. Shut them, just withdraw. Let's withdraw. This guy Trudeau from Canada, another wacko. We're going to get rid of him. He even says Wayne Gretzky, the hockey player, should be president. But Trudeau is lost. He was sitting next to the Chinese president. They ignored him. We need proper leaders. President Trump is ready to go. We're watching his picks. We're watching how he's doing things. We're watching how he talks. The man is a genius on how he runs his business. His lawyers, he's come back from the death. They tried to put him in jail. I am behind him. Whether you like him or not, he's the man. And 70 million people said so. Nobody think, even if they think that he's better than Biden, come on. You saw it. Biden signed 50 last-minute bills. I understand you had a whole year to do it, and now you signed it, and nobody knows what he's signing. Signing. He's passing bills, and the American people, we the people, have to see what's going on. We don't know what's going on. He just passed 50 bills. Just like that. I mean, they do, and then he commutes 37 life sentences. I mean, death penalties. One of the people, I just want you to know, murdered 3 people. A little girl, an officer, murdered. He commuted the sentence of a murderer. I don't know what to tell you guys. They do whatever they want, the government. And again, let me read you some crime statistics. I forget what I read you last week. This week, we have double the amount of murders in 2004 than 2003. This week alone, week to date, another 3 murders, another 27 rapes. It's down from last week. Robberies, 360. Felony assaults, 502. Burglaries, 322. This is from the police department, City of New York. Grand larcenies, 900. I don't know. I don't want to tell you the transit stuff. Just the fire alone could kill you. Just what happened in the fire, you should be upset with. Anyways, this guy, what's his name? Sebastian Zapati. What do you think? Do you think he doesn't deserve the death penalty? Drunk, not drunk, illegal migrant. You let them come in, and they're teaching courses now how that these migrants should be able to avoid the Trump sanctuary cities and being deported. They're teaching them. Just like now, when you pay rent, there are special courses when you rent an apartment how to not pay rent to your landlord or screw him. That's what America has come to. That's what New York City has come to, and we allow it. By the way, Mayor Adams, and I'm starting to like him. He says the feds don't have enough evidence on him. He's still going to go to trial in April, and hopefully he beats it. Otherwise, we are dead meat in that mayor election. We do not want Jumani. We do not want Letitia. We do not want any idiots in that. Even Brad Landers, who wants to make sure that some to check on the city budgets and stuff like that. I don't know. He's a dumbbell, and I don't want him there anyways. I hope he doesn't get elected. Again, my hateful ex-opponent, Kalman Yeager, who has a lot of bad allegations against him. Again, they're allegations. He does not deserve to be the assembly, but I'm happy he left. I'm happy we didn't object to, but I will fight him on the next election. I will make sure that he has an opponent. He does not deserve to be in government anymore, and he's going up against me. He's putting up fake people against me. We need him out of there. Government keeps growing. As the government grows, they take away our liberties. Do you understand? Let me explain this to all of you. Michael, hello to the show. Benny, he's back. Benny, I'm bringing the liquor. Benny gets upset with me. I didn't bring the liquor. He actually pointed his finger at me. He said he didn't need it, but I know I forgot the liquor. I'm going to bring the liquor this week. Government grows, they take away our liberties. They get more power. Government should not be big. Government is there to help us. You make it too big, they put more restrictions on you, more laws on you. They keep knocking you like the building department. They keep growing and growing and growing and fining and fining. Do you know that I was listening to a bus driver telling me, well, if you're in the bus lane, we take a ticket. We take a picture of your car. Then 4 minutes later, if you're still there, that's when you get the ticket. He's just a straight-out liar. Did you ever see a bus 4 minutes behind the other 4 bus? How do they calculate that? Pure lies. And if you're in the bus lane, you can't turn from the middle lane because the cops don't let you. So you got to be in the right lane in the bus lane to make that turn. And who gave a dumbbell? I'm not knocking them. But you think the bus drivers are trained or even competent enough to take pictures of if they're in a bad mood of people giving tickets? That's not their job. They should be concentrating on their bus, concentrating on the welfare of the people. They're concentrating on giving tickets. I'm sure they get a bonus. Stop it. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to try. Bus drivers giving tickets. A shame. Anyways, we the people. Our forefathers created the Constitution not to be perfect. It's a constitution that allows us to make the changes, not to grow the government. But we know we've made a mistake, so we know how to fix that mistake or change the mistake. It's not a perfect document, but it's a perfect in the sense that it allows us, the people, to make the decisions. And we haven't been making the decisions. We're not making decisions. It's the government. Look at this. I remember they just ousted the internal affairs chief and the city deputy, and I met this guy, Jeffrey Madry. They were all taking pictures with him. He's a great guy, a super duper guy, wonderful. He got in trouble because that lady who charged $500,000 in overtime pay, a lady cop that I didn't ever see on the street. So she was having sex with him, or he made accusations, or he tried to have it, and she now is giving him up. So he had to resign. The internal chief also just got fired. These are guys who are so big. They control us. They make rules on us. They hold us back. They allow illegal people with illegal protests on the street, but when we walk down the streets, they pull us over, they ticket us. I keep telling you about this. A cop stands on the corner on Ocean Parkway, and you're driving down the Prospect Expressway at 45 miles an hour. At the end stretch for like 1 mile while you're driving, you barely see the sign, it turns to 30 miles an hour. As you cross the light, it goes to 25, and this guy is holding a radar gun. He then pulls you over, sits there for an hour to write you a ticket. So it costs us, $100 to pay this guy. Your ticket's $150. The only thing that happens is the driver gets more points and his insurance goes up. Then he has to go to court to argue the ticket, which is another 8 hours a day that he gets paid for, to argue all those tickets. Really. I mean, and the cameras, those cameras are no good. 7 miles over the limit, that's what we should get a ticket for. when the Ocean Parkway Drive used to be allowed to be 30, 35 miles an hour, you lowered it to 25, so now we get a ticket. Anyways, this guy, I want to talk about this guy, Sebastian. Again, he was deported, and he re-entered through Arizona in 2018. And there's no exact record when he re-entered the country, but it's reasonable to assume that he took advantage of the lenient border policies of Biden. Meanwhile, New York City politicians refuse to repeal the city's sanctuary status, allowing dangerous criminals to enter freely and pose threats to our citizens. I want to do a few ads. This Saturday night, my wonderful in-law, Mr. Moshe Bodner, who runs the Chesed organization, and we're going to put that up on the screen. It's called. He's making it's in January 4th and 5th, so it's Saturday night. It's called the Israel Chesed event at the Kingsway Jewish Center. It's located at where is it located? It's located on Nostrand Avenue and Kings Highway. It is also, it's going to be Saturday night and Sunday, and it's the Israel, and you can buy packs of gear for IDF soldiers, okay? And I hope they put that ad up. I don't know where he is, but I hope he puts that ad up. It's called the Chesed Events, and they also, there's over $400,000 of gears stocked for this event: military uniforms, tactical gear, winter supplies, thermal, rain gear, fleece. Anyways, we also have a lot of stuff for the kids. There's fun for kids, face painting, cotton candy, food for purchase, jewelry making, letter writing to the soldiers, local and Israeli vendors, care packages, that this have come to the event. Come, guys, come as my guest. Please come as my guest, and maybe you'll have a good time Saturday night, and I'll be over there and enjoying myself. I'm sorry it's not going up on the screen. It just came up. He must have been sleeping, the producer, but it's on the screen now. Come on down, Kingsway Jewish Center. It's from 7 to 11 Saturday night, and Sunday it is from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come on down. You'll have a great time with me. And don't forget HeshyTishler.com. It is my campaign. I am looking for donations. Come to the site. The site is getting better. Donate to me. HeshyTishler.com. I need $10. I need people to donate. I want to win this election. I'm ready to rock and roll. My team is going. We had a team meeting on signatures. Signatures, we're going to lose Thursday because they're going to announce it sometime in the middle of the day. Friday, we can't really go out for signatures because it's Shabbos. I'm going to try. Saturday, we can't do it. So out of the 12 days, I lose 3 days. I only have 9 days to collect really 2,000 signatures. So I'm hoping that my team is ready and prepared and ready to rock. I usually have 5 weeks, so I know they're going to challenge me, but I hope. Come to JustEnoughHeshy.com. If you want to call into the show, 646-974-1580, 646-974-1580. I want to talk about one more advertisement. Green Line Building Solutions, and I don't care if Felder doesn't like it. Green Line Building Solutions is my company. I even today took people who came in to visit me who had problems. I helped somebody right before on Tuesday get gas authorization. He had no heat already for a month in his house. I got him gas authorization. Gas company said they're not coming today to turn on the gas because of Christmas. I had to make a bunch of calls and a lot of begging, and I got his heat turned on for him today in hot water. This is what I do. I tried to find ways to get you done. It's not only the gas, it's try to get your buildings legal. I went down Sunday to visit somebody that has a whole bunch of complaints, not even violations, to show them that it's there and how to give them compliance because they couldn't even rent the unit. So Green Line Building Solutions, 718-871-0382, 718-871-0382, located at 202 Foster Avenue, 718-871-0382. We do plans, permits, and everything, and come on down. Somebody called me also on Friday. He says, Heshy, my synagogue in Flatbush, I don't want to say the name, we have a problem that with the snow and the rain, the puddles come up and the people can't walk through the streets or can't go to the synagogue. It piles up. Can you do something for me? I said, well, call your senator and councilman. Heshy, they don't do nothing. You do something. I said, you guys have like 500 members. Nobody ever even donates or signs to me. He says, don't worry, Heshy, I'm going to send it out. I'll make sure. So I called my friend at the sanitation unit. Please try to clean those drains on the street just for the weekend. Make sure you pass by twice during the week. There's a problem. There's some elderly people. I got it done. I want to tell you how many donations you think I got from that synagogue. Zero. They want it. They don't give back, and I don't mind. But, and some of these guys are so wealthy. I said, just go clean it yourself. Hire your own people. Why are you calling Heshy? Why aren't you calling the people you support like Carmen Yeager and Simcha Felder? They actually support him. They give him money to do nothing. Thank you so much over there, you guys in the Flatbush community. And again, my pleasure to help you. That's what I do. I want to read you something that I wrote. I know you're not going to like it, guys, but you all scream about, all these people are screaming and hollering about slavery reparations. Really, it's a whole new thing in the United States today. We have to give reparations for the slavery. So I'm going to tell you something, okay? I'm a straight white Jewish father who's married. I know that the very notion that learning about slavery or redlining the systematic racism somehow means that children are being taught to feel bad or hate themselves. We're teaching children to hate themselves because they're responsible for the slavery that happened 400 years ago. And it was a bad thing. 250 years ago, whatever, when they were freed in 1865. So it's like 150 years ago that it's over. And slavery was a long time. We're being made to be shamed because they are white, and it's absolute nonsense. No child alive today is responsible for slavery. No one in this city or this country alive today is responsible for slavery. But each and every single one of us bears the responsibility for writing the next chapter in history. I understand what happened in the past. We're not responsible for it. It happened. We have to deal with it. But it's a long time ago. And now we have to deal with the future. The next chapter. We don't have to worry because everybody in this country is different. There's not the reason that why with this past and all these problems that you're saying, slavery and transgender, how come our roads are in bad shape after decades of disinvestment? Or our healthcare costs are so high, or our good teachers are leaving the profession? I want every child in this state and country to feel, to be seen and heard and supported, not marginalized because they're not straight or white or Christian or Jewish or Muslim. We need to be able to fix the problems. Don't be worried about reparations and taking down posters and plaques and stupid stuff. Let us get busy. The present crisis in government, okay? The present crisis of government. We say there's a recession. You know what really a recession is? That when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose your job. But a recovery is when we get rid of the bad politicians. When we get rid of Felder and Yeager and Biden and Kamala Harris and stupid Governor Hochul and all these crazy politicians. Matter of fact, we should really get rid of the whole city council. If I get in there this term, most of them can't come back the next term. There's a chance that I can help guide and try to bring in new people. Like Lester Chang, another winner. I don't even know why he's there. Zero. He says he can't do anything, and he doesn't do anything. And we reelected him. Why? Because he's Asian. Because we tried to discriminate. I really did want to support him when he was going through a tough time, and I went and took pictures with him, but I see he's done nothing. All he does is complain. Doesn't even complain about what he can't do or what the city does. Just complains. He says, I can't do anything. I'm sorry. What do you want from me? We avoided the shutdown. Now, let me explain to you what the government shutdown is. It really doesn't affect the regular people and their businesses and the police forces. It shuts down the government, those employees, and they're scared when Trump comes into power that he's going to be upset that the Republicans didn't make a deal with the Democrats. They had no choice, so they gave enough funding to go till March, when it's now Trump's problem. They just gave enough money. They didn't fix the budget. They didn't come up with any brilliant ideas. They just gave an extra money so the government could run. Trump fired those people. Don't be scared. Get rid of them. Get rid of half those FBI loser agents who sit around and do nothing and just prosecute nothing. We got to cut government. You cut government down, we can cut down billions and billions. I don't know, maybe $100 billion if you get rid of half of that government. New York City, just alone, if we, really 1/3 of our city employees could be gone. We can save about $10-12 billion. Combining 5 government agencies can save another $4 billion. I just showed you how to save $12 billion, 10% of our budget. And we can use it to give it to the cops. And if you look through the budget, how many programs? Our special needs kids don't get funding. Really, they don't. It takes 5 years. I keep saying that. I was out there in the cold, and I told you people, you want to be left in the cold? I don't mean to knock you guys, but we can't. Let's go back to the beginning of the show. You're not disgusted that a lady was lit on fire and nobody did anything. We are scared of the government. We're scared of the inspectors. They're teaching the illegal immigrants, and they're right. This is the law. Don't open the door unless they have a warrant and they slip it under the door and they prove you're there. Don't open the door. They can't come in without a warrant. And most likely they're not going to get a million warrants or a couple of 100,000 warrants. It costs a lot of money. So they're going to come around looking for you, and the immigrants are going to learn how to play the game. They're going to learn how to play the game. I just want to tell you something about each year in the final days of our legislation sessions in Albany, a select group of state senators, that means Felder is part of it, but they don't pick him because he's not there. He doesn't want to work. So they pick a few little senators. They're chosen by the majority leader, Andrea Stewart Cousins. They meet to decide the fate of hundreds of outstanding bills. Everything about this group is secret. Its membership, its meetings, its decisions, the bills it considers, and its existence itself. Before I'm telling you about this, I've never been the subject of. I never heard of this. Not everyone is happy about this. That I'm shining the light on it. How do you have a secret group deciding on bills when it's supposed to be the majority? And Felder never says a word, and he knows about this. Again, government, re-elect him. He's running for what? Running, what does he say? He doesn't even want to debate me. I know I'm trying to make this about myself, but I'm not. I want to stop crime. I have plans. I want to create better parking. Aren't you upset? And she's making congestion pricing. Congestion pricing came about when Mr. Felder was the councilman. Then he ran away. He could have stopped it back then 12 years ago. There's so many other ways to bring, if you make the city safer, you put the cops all out there. You have 45,000 cops, 15,000 of them don't even work. They're in the office, they're doing administrative stuff, or I don't know what they're doing. There's a way to use that manpower better, and Tish is trying. Anyways, Natasha, I love you. Mr. Biden, he's leaving the White House. What have you seen him do? He went to Africa. He didn't even take any news conferences. He let 37 death row inmates get parole sentences. Now, I understand maybe there's a mistake, and he tried to be nice, and he pardoned 1,500 people. Why didn't you pardon Trump? The people that you pardoned did worse things than Trump. 1,500 people. You reviewed 1,500 pardons, or people suggested it to you. That means people were paid off to get these pardons, and I know how it works. But Mr. Biden, you don't know those 1,500 people you pardoned. You know, the Menendez brothers, these two brothers in California, they were put in jail for killing their parents. I just want to tell you the crazy psychology of our country. These kids were molested. They were abused, tortured, and they just couldn't take it anymore, and they killed their parents. For doing that, they were put in jail for life. Now, we don't understand the psyche. Today, there are two parents, I wrote down their names, that they just got sentenced to 100 years in jail. 100 years in jail. Where are they? 100 years they got put in jail for what? For molesting and abusing their children. Now, these children couldn't fight back. These children can't kill their parents because they'll go to jail. They go somewhere else. Thank God they went, and now they caught the parents, and the parents are going to jail for abusing sexually and physically these children. Do the Menendez brothers have to be out? I was always thinking, yes, no, maybe, maybe. But you know what? You're right, they're grown men today, but they were abused. They were tortured. They had no choice. If you came to my house and killed my kid, I don't know. I would go. If you lit my family on fire, this guy would be dead. I don't care how many police protect him. I would go kill him, and I wouldn't let them come arrest me. We have to fight back. The Penny effect, the Daniel Penny effect, we have to not be scared. I'm tired of it. I hope you're tired of it, but it seems like not. Remember George Santos? He's getting sentenced in February. He's having a great time. He's making lots of money on the internet, selling his products. I don't know, all the social media. He's getting sentenced. He could be sentenced between 2 and 22 years. You know, he's being Santa Claus. He's having a good time. He's laughing. I mean, he doesn't deserve 22 years in jail. He did defraud a lot of people. I just had a young guy who defrauded me. Really, I tried to help him, and he got me. He got me real good. And me and the foundation and some other people. And I can't press charges because I don't do that. I don't rat people out. I'm going to sue him, of course, but it's not even that. I don't even look back. I made a mistake. And, I help people, and now I'm going to be more scared to help people when you keep getting screwed. But you know what? I'm not going to allow that to hurt me. I'm not going to let that stop me from helping other people. I'm not going to stop doing what I got to do, the good and righteous thing to do, because that's what we're here for every day. My rabbi tells me the other day, he says, Heshy, you don't need thanks. Thanks is not made for you. Thanks will be what God gives you. So us, America is a Christian, Judaic, Jewish, Muslim, but we're religious. 56% of this country does go to prayers, are observant. You're right. We have 44, I think 21% that don't believe in God at all. Was it 24 or 21% that just are agnostic, and the rest just don't observe their religion. We're basically you're right, it's down from the olden religious ways, but we are a religious country. We are a God-fearing country, and you know that when those agnostics are in when they're at war with their gun, they all believe in God. They all believe in God. By the way, the Biden administration was ready to pass a law that would make it illegal for sports, for women's sports, to keep transgender men out of their sports. It was going to be a criminal thing if you did it. Thank God they couldn't do it. Thank God they couldn't pass that law. Oh, my God. There's a law that if if transgender wants and you want to put him in your league, I can't stop you. It's wrong, but I can't stop you. Now they're saying that if you stop him, it's criminal. Stopping a man, I saw a video of a man using a lady's bathroom, and you saw he's a man. He was just wearing some pink pants, a big, strong man, not even a man that looked, gayish or whatever. He went in there with his wig, and he went into the lady's bathroom. I don't know. I would never do that. What else can I tell you about? This is interesting. this. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Kathy Hochul. Kathy Hochul. She is saying how safe the transit system is. I mean, she's so busy with New York, she doesn't save New York. She just talks about New York. She's here in New York. Her office is in New York. She has a whole bunch of other cities. And yeah, it's tragic what happened. But Kathy, where are you? Why don't you give us more money for cops? Give us another 10,000 cops just for the trains. We used to have transit cops. Now we put them all together. We have special sheriff's departments. We have a special sheriff unit. What do? They go out and collect money for the city. We have a special marshals unit. Let's combine them with us. During COVID, they all double-crossed. When the police wouldn't arrest us, they went out to arrest us. Because they wanted to be real police officers, and they're not real police officers. They're nothing. We have to be careful with the cops. Because the good ones are put under so much pressure by the bad ones, or the ones that don't want to do nothing. Like, again, during the fire, you see that police officer that walked back and forth during the lady burning has to be let go, has to be fired. He should have run in and put her out or sprayed something. They're saying that she was a homeless woman, not a homeless woman. Doesn't make a difference whether we have the right name or the right picture. A woman was put on fire no matter whether she was black, white, Latino, Asian, woman, man. And we let her stand there and burn. I watched the video. I'm in shock. I don't know how you people could take it. Oh, yeah, here it is. President Biden's Department of Education was given a proposal to change that would have punished schools for preventing trans athletes from competing in women's sports. I don't know what happened to my Instagram, but too bad, it went dead. The worst part of all of this is that it tells us that it's non-discriminating to have you can't discriminate against transgender. I don't know what transgender is. I understand to discriminate against a man. I understand to discriminate against a woman, a black, a Spanish, a Latino, or Asian. Discriminate against transgender. Even gays and lesbians, I agree, you can't discriminate as long as they don't try to push their ideology on other people. And sometimes they do. You see that they're teaching kids in school about the gay thing, and they're reading books, and the fairies and the drag queens. They even have a television show. Who's the best drag queen? Like a Survivor show. I don't know. I got more stuff. Don't worry about it. I'm not finished. You know the guy who killed the CEO healthcare guy, Luigi? What's the guy? His name again? Luigi Mangione. He's now pleading not guilty. Wow. I gotta really see this defense. I really gotta know this defense. And the lawyer is upset that Mayor Adams, and they marched him down on Perp Walk. The truth of the matter is, Mayor Adams, aren't you busy? Aren't you busy with your life? Why are you going down Perp Row? Why are you even standing there for Luigi Mangione? There's so many other people that have been killed and raped and shot and burnt on fire. Why aren't you there? Why aren't you at that lady's funeral? Why haven't we found out the name of that lady yet? By the way, you know how many women are already standing outside and screaming that they love Luigi Mangione? I mean, really? This guy murdered in cold blood on the street, could have shot somebody else. Are you crazy, ladies? Are you really crazy? This guy's a crazy murderer. Again, what is our psyche in New York City? Why do we let this happen? We accept it. We accept it. You know, there's always a woman or a man, you know, that has these sex things, you know, sex harassment, just like they did against Trump, which wasn't true. A lady won $83 million because he made some sexual references to it. Now they're going after Matt Gaetz. No evidence, no proof, because this guy said it and they saw him with pictures or he used money. These reports, there's no real evidence. There was nobody to testify. Some friend of their, some trafficker pal used his picture to woo, that's what it says in the paper, to woo women. So they're thinking that it's Matt Gaetz that was involved. So I want to tell you about this one. There is a lady, and here's a guy. She a model. Another one. Here she goes. This model, a Brazilian, a Manhattan plastic surgeon. Okay, his ex-girlfriend said she was a sex slave. Her name is Maya Willow Ciaz. And I don't know, and she's on Instagram, and she says this doctor, Mahood, made her a sex slave and beat her up. Now, they show pictures and video that day she was at a party with him. They show pictures of her going out afterwards. She says she was beaten up. She was taken to his office, put some Botox without any pain thing in. It's a lie. He has proof of it. But the first thing she does when he breaks up with her, because she's nutty, sex, harassment, he beat me, I'm suing for $10 million. We have to really check into it. Sure, there's many times these sex things, and something like that you should walk away from. If somebody sexually harasses you or you see the comments, walk away. Tell him you're going to tape him. Tape him. Tape him if he does it more than once. If he touches you and grabs you, put him in jail. But again, all we do is we make allegations, we sue, and with no evidence and whatever, we say it happens, and we make testimony, and we cry, and whatever it is. By the way, that dog, Assad, that ran to Russia, I'm hoping the Syrian people understand that this animal left, and you should make peace with the Jews. Make peace. Syria, you'll become very successful. By the way, I want to tell you something. Trump Heights. There's a place called Trump Heights in Syria, over the border. They made a little place called Trump Heights, and the Israelis are trying to get there. There was like 100 residents live in Trump Heights. It's an enclave tucked away deep in the deserted former Syrian territory. And another 2,000 want to get in there. Look at Trump's name. Anywhere he goes. And you're telling me he's crazy and a retard and a loser. This is the man. And he's proud, and people want to use his name. People are going to live in Syria, in a dangerous place. By the way, President-elect, and I call him President Donald Trump, does want to buy Greenland, does want the Panama Canal back. He feels that the prices are too much money. They're ripping us off, and it's time to stop. If he is able to save us money on the Panama Canal and these costs that are ripping us off, and they're taking the money, I don't know what they're doing with it. And they're living off our backs. Greenland, also, they're going to sell it. He thinks he's going to do it with the tariffs and cutting off. We're the biggest supporter of the WHO. We just might make it. He might bring us back from $37 trillion in debt. Cut it in half. Oh, here it is. A gay Georgia couple, two men, Zachary Zolik, he pleaded guilty with his husband. Two men sexually abusing the two adopted sons will spend the rest of their lives behind bars. William and Zachary Zolik, 34 and 36, were each sentenced last week to 100 years of prison without the possibility of parole. The Walton County. These two defendants truly created a house of horrors. Their depravity, which was deep. The boys, the two brothers who are now 10 and 12 years old, were adopted from a Christian special needs agency. The couple raised them under the guise of happy home, but the couple were regularly forcing the boys to have sex with them, and when filmed their abuse, oh God. Yeah, they deserve 100 years. And if those boys could shoot them, do it. But again, we put them in jail for defending ourselves. That's what we do. We can't defend ourselves. And I keep bringing it up. It's called the Daniel Penny effect. We can't get involved. A man is filming a woman burning, and he was commenting, oh, wow. I was listening to it. Oh, wow, she's on fire. Can you believe it? Why didn't you run in to help her? She was burning in pain and dying. By the way, I want to tell you one of the people that before you get off the air, my radio, George Aliva Torres, death sentence commuted. He killed a 6-year-old girl. He killed a 12-year-old girl and a lady soldier. I want you to come back next week, the radio listeners, and thank you for listening to my show, and it was wonderful to have you there. By the way, the homeless population is just in trouble. There's a place called The Hub in the Bronx where people are buying drugs and doing it on the street. Migrants are just buying and selling drugs, and we're having a good time and laughing about it. Our veterans are being evicted from their places so we can put migrants up. I would never stay in a hotel room again in New York City. I'm scared. 11% of the hotel rooms are run by the migrants or live in the migrants, and they're dirty. And it's dirty. Bed bugs, you can't get rid of that stuff. And don't think the hotel is going to change all their sheets and blankets. They're going to clean it. They're going to hire somebody. It's filthy. You can't stay in a hotel room. And we need to bring tourists back. We need these hotel rooms. But we have the city of yes where we change the zoning laws. Now, for me, that's good. I'm helping a lot of my clients who have illegal extensions to make it legal, to build more so they can have their families grow and live with them, and not sell their homes and move to other states and move out of New York. Yes, I like the new zoning regulations. But you allow that to happen, but you're not taking care of our tourists. You're not letting people have Airbnbs. I'd rather stay in an Airbnb. I think it's safer and better and cleaner. Drugs on the street, homelessness, veterans on the street, children on the street, smoking drugs, pot, fentanyl coming in. I keep going. Just keep electing the same idiots. I don't know what to tell you when you re-elect Mr. Felder to the city council seat. I'm right here. I'm giving you the option. There's another guy running, Mr. Moshe Friedman. I like him. He's a very nice man, and he's very competent. He's done a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I still want the job because I think that I'm older than him, and I think I could do the job better or just as good or better than him. But he's very competent. He's very smart. It'd be interesting if I had a debate with him, but Mr. Felder doesn't want any debate, so I don't think there'll be any debate between all of us. And I'm telling all you people, whoever votes for me, there's now going to be ranked choice voting. You vote for me, put number 2 down as Mr. Friedman. Put him down as number 2. Don't put down Felder, because in case something happens to me, at least have Mr. Friedman run. Felder doesn't belong here. Felder doesn't belong here, no matter what. I want to give you one final point before we come off the show. Andrew Cuomo is mulling to make his political comeback. And this is it. This is what I was telling you. Brad Landers wants that we should check into the ex-governor's policies on the nursing home at the height of the pandemic. The city controller and mayoral candidate, Brad Landers, is requesting the U.S. health officials determine whether Cuomo's infamous March 25, 2020 order requiring nursing homes to accept COVID-19 patients discharged from the hospital, it's not that he accepted them, but they couldn't do nothing. You're not allowed to even help them or take them, just taking somebody with a fever or the flu. They're still pushing shots. They're still pushing COVID, but now it's more the flu shot is back. Now the flu has come back. All of a sudden, we have the flu. During COVID, there was no flu. Millions of people had COVID. I told you COVID was fake. People get sick. My wife got sick. My kid got sick. We took the medicines. There's a special thing. I'm just going to give you a remedy before we get off. You know, I told you about my juices. You take honey and garlic, put it into a jar, and let it sit there and ferment till it becomes liquefied. Take a spoonful of that when you're not feeling well. That cures everything. I know your mother told you, your brother told you, your sister told you. Really try that. You can't give little babies that, but 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds can already have honey. They can't have special antibiotics, but that is a cure for it all. Thank you for listening to my show. Thank you, my YouTube friends. Courtney, Infinite Justice, all my regulars that have come on the show. You're all wonderful. Thank you for coming to my show. And I want a good year. And next year, wow, we're going to have a great year. And I'm going to try to go to that inauguration. Thank you. Play that music.
Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight. Woo! Laughs and wisdom side by side. Heshy show